Hello. What happens if you break Oblivion beyond comprehension, giving yourself super speed? Or how about instantly killing any enemy in the entire game in one hit, even at level 1? Heck, it's actually possible to unleash tens of thousands of damage without ever leveling up, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do it in this video, along with some other crazy things. But none of the insane spells you're seeing right now are actually glitches or bugs. These are technically possible using an in-game mechanic Bethesda created. And obviously in this video we're using it exactly as they intended, which allows us to create any spell we want in Oblivion using spellcrafting, even with disastrous consequence. For example, I made a spell called YEET, which makes anybody you touch run away from you at 200% speed. It also doesn't count as an aggressive action for some reason. So before the Oblivion Remaster releases, I want to play through Oblivion one last time exactly how Bethesda intended it, to share with you some of these hilariously broken tricks. And just like all good exploit videos, this one starts in character creation, because obviously we need to start out with the strongest race. Male or female? Damn, this game is old. Which race would I like to play? Argonian, look how bright and colorful they are. Breton, Dark Elf, the Khajiit looking like some kind of rotten potato, the greenest orc I've ever seen in my life. Or have you heard of the High Elves? Oiled. We want that High Elf style in the brightest colors available, please. We can play a very young elf or a very decrepit aged one. Angry elf. Ah yes. Perfect. Amazing. Concerned or angry. The highest elf you've ever seen in your life. An absolute beta recessed chin. Look at that face angle. When your chin is the first thing to enter the room. I actually love the lips. A massive nose. Perfect. You can't tell me that this isn't the best character creation ever made. You shall be called Big Brain Strats. Now, beyond his good look, there is a big brain strategy behind this choice of race. It turns out the High Elves are actually 1.1 the size of all other races in Oblivion, which means they run faster than any other race in the game. Now, my character is also aerodynamic, which means you are 69% more likely to like the video.
Then pay with your blood!
They also have 100 more base Magicka, which is very useful as you're about to see. But some of you may be wondering why the High Elves got this special treatment. And it's actually because Todd Howard's favorite race is the High Elf. You can even find him voice acting as a High Elf in The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Hello, Mr. Todd Howard. How do you feel about the Oblivion remaster being leaked?
Oh no, what do we do? I'm so scared.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by some of the weird Easter eggs you can find in my Oblivion playlist. Now let's get back to this video. He looks even more disproportional compared to his body. Let's go and greet the king.
Look at the high and mighty Altmer. You're going to die in here, High Elf.
You. I've seen you.
You wouldn't forget a face like that, would you?
Let me see your face. Gods give me strength. You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right.
Why am I in jail?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet.
Sure.
Don't give me a reason to kill you.
Here's another reason.
You're lucky I like you. Otherwise,
This guy likes me. Oh no, we're under attack. Don't worry. I'll help you. Oh, perfect. Now I can hide my hideous face. I actually want my hair out, though. It really clashes horribly with my character.
They cannot understand why I trust you.
Neither can I.
They've not seen what I've seen. How can I explain?
Now we get to choose our class. Now, High Elves already start with an extra 50 Magicka, but we can get another 50 by just using this option.
The signs I read show the end of my path.
All right, that's nice.
My death.
Oh my god, there's an army. There's an army. Protect me, Emperor.
I can go no further.
Oh my god, what the heck kind of spell was that?
You chose a
Jesus Christ. Wow. That was impressive. Can you teach me that spell?
We failed.
You failed.
I failed.
So after the Emperor's been brutally murdered by assassins, we get to choose our custom class. We can either make our own class or we can pick one that already exists. I'm going to make our own and create a mage. We're then going to pick intelligence for even more magicka and willpower to boost our magicka restoration. Then we have to choose our 7 major skills. It's very important we pick destruction here because that's going to be our one-hit kill spell that we're about to create. But also heavy armor, restoration, conjuration, alteration, mysticism, and illusion. You sure you want to be a dirty elf? Yes.
Really?
So we're waiting for a specific quest to pop up. There it is, Frostcrag Spire. This is going to give us early access to the spellcrafting altar, meaning we don't need to go and get all of the Mage Guild recommendations to then unlock the Arcane Enchanter at the Arcane University. Instead, we can just go straight to Frostcrag Spire because inherited wealth is fantastic in video games and also real life. And now we can leave the sewer. And there it is, the first view of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Look at that. With the Aelid ruins right ahead of us and the Imperial City behind the trees there. And if you are interested, I actually did a comparison video comparing the new Elder Scrolls Remastered to the original Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So you can check that out, link below. Find the quest for Frostcrag Spire. And then if we just click on this option for the map, it's going to say it's right over here, and you can actually just click on it and say fast travel there immediately. And here we are at the beautiful Frostcrag Spire. I remember thinking this thing was really cool as a kid, but not being able to afford it. I actually went for, I think, Bloodscorn Hollow, which is the vampire house. And it comes with a sleeping victim who you can constantly feed off. So yeah, I had a pretty weird childhood. Let's open the door to Frostcrag Spire, and then we need to read this ancient tome within it. My god, how many pop-ups? Just let me play the game, for God's sake. Now, if we leave, it's actually a really beautiful view from the tower, if it wasn't misty. So now that book informed us that we can go to the Imperial City Market District, where we'll be able to exploit tons of money, but also buy the upgrades for Frostcrag Tower. Hello there, peasant.
State your business.
Here we are in the Imperial City, and doesn't it look amazing? So the first place we need to go is to the Mage's... Where is it? I think it's... the Mystic Emporium down at the end here. We need to go in here, and we need to get a few scrolls.
Hey, have a look at my wares.
And then we need to find any 2 scrolls that he has. So he has 2 flare scrolls that are only worth 10 gold each. So we're going to get both of these.
That's a good deal.
And then we're going to get 1 expensive scroll, whatever we can afford. So Charmeleon is really useful, and we'll get that.
I let that go too cheaply.
So now we're going to double click on these 2 scrolls, can be any 2 scrolls, and then we're going to drop the Charmeleon scroll. And look, now we have 2 Charmeleon scrolls. So now if we pick up one of these again, and we double click on our scroll, drop the Charmeleon one again, we have another 2. So now, in total, we have 3 Charmeleon scrolls. So now if we double click on the 3 and drop Flare, you can see it's turned into 2. And then we just double click and drop it again, and we have even more. And we just keep doing this repeatedly until we have tons of scrolls. And then we can go back to our friend here, and we can sell him our 24 Charmeleon scrolls for 627 gold.
A fine transaction.
We're going to get the Summon Scamp scroll because it's really valuable. And then we can just drop all of those on the floor and have lots of scrolls. And essentially this is how we're going to make some money. Just make sure that you don't have the same amount of scrolls as the ones you're trying to duplicate. There we go. Now we have a lot more scrolls. So now we have 475 Summon Scamp scrolls. So if we go back to our good friend, and if we scroll to the bottom, you can see he's got Grand Soul Gem worth 363 gold. So let's go ahead and buy that. And then what happens if we click on our 475 scrolls and then we drop a Grand Soul Gem? The game will freeze. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. And they're worth 200 gold each. Now, as you can see, Calendil only has 1,000 gold. So if I try and sell him all of these for 4,000 gold,
that's just not...
he won't be able to accept it. So what I need to do is actually reduce the amount to like 10, and then it's 940 gold.
A good price for
and you can constantly sell him 10 of these for 940 gold, just 10 at a time, and he'll constantly accept that, and his money will never go down. It doesn't really make any sense, but that's just how Oblivion works. So now we have 5,000 gold.
I appreciate.
Very sorry about what I've done to your store, sir. All right, now we can go across the road to the staff shop, just so we get a very powerful staff. But to be honest, we will be making an instant kill spell in a moment, so this is kind of pointless. Why are you so sure? I almost looked around and couldn't see anyone behind the cash desk.
You're in Rindir's staffs.
Okay, Rindir, calm down.
Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you.
So he has the unique staff of Apotheosis, which does 33 Fire, Frost, and Shock damage, but you can only use it 12 times. Not to matter, I will buy one of these. Is it a bargain? And I'll get some white mage robes. Now if I go to my 7 Charmeleon scrolls and then I select the staff and press drop, we can get 7 staffs of Apotheosis. So now if I run out of one, I would not even bother recharging it. I'll just drop it on the ground and use a different one. They're also worth 3,500 gold each, so you can sell them. This is perfect. Look at that. Now I am a swag high elf. So the next place we need to go is to buy some potions. Just down from the Mystic Emporium, you can find the Gilded Carafe. Hello there.
I have everything.
You sell strong potions of healing. Fantastic. I will take one. Now if I use my scrolls on the strong potion of healing, we can create unlimited healing potions. Fantastic. I don't even need all of them. Now I can never die. Now, to get the upgraded furniture for Frostcrag Spire, we need to go back to the Mystic Emporium and speak to the Argonian there. There she is. So this is the lady we need to speak to. And then if we scroll down to the book section, you can see the Frostcrag Spire Alchemy Lab. Yes. Bedroom area.
You're
Why
a fine
not?
negotiator.
The library area, and also the vault area. We also need these candle boxes too for the spellcrafting altar. So the next thing we need to do is get all the stuff we need to start crafting spells before we actually go back to our wizard tower. So the place we need to go to on the map next is Skingrad, just over here at the west gate. Here we are in Skingrad. Looks pretty damn magnificent, doesn't it? And we need to go to the Mages Guild. I mean, that's the Fighters Guild. I don't actually remember where the Mages Guild was, though. It's right down the road from it. Perfect. Let's go inside. Hello there, Argonian.
What? Who are you?
I would like to buy some
May
spells.
I interest you in...
Now, she's going to sell us the Ease Burden, which is Feather on Self. So we're going to grab that. And then we're also going to get this Soul Trap spell just here. And at the bottom, she also sells Summon Scamp, so we need that too. And she has the Curse of Weakness. And then here she sells the Minor Wound spell, which drains health on touch. Let's buy this as well.
Thank you. Come again.
No. Thank you. So now we're done here, and we can just go ahead and fast travel back to Frostcrag Spire. Here we are back at Frostcrag Spire. 2 days have passed from fast traveling, and we are still level 1. Our class actually says that we're a dirty elf. Look at me, I look like a true wizard with bare feet walking through the snow there. My athletic skill has increased. Dude, this is sick. I don't remember this happening. Now, after you come through the main entrance, if you come up the ramp here, you will find the spell altar. And this is what makes this DLC so good, because it's just a massive shortcut to the spell altar. You have the Atronach altar and the enchanting altar, which is also some fun. So now to use the altar of spellcraft, we can put the candles on it like so, and then we can activate it. So the first spell we're going to make is called Insta Killer. Find the Soul Trap ability. Here it is just here. So then we click on that, and then we get the options to basically edit the spell any way we want. So what we can do is boost the area of effect of the spell all the way to 100, and then we can make its duration 120 seconds as well. But that would cost us 5,000 Magicka to cast, 14,000 gold to make, and it's just not really possible because we don't have that much Magicka. Unless we break the game, but that's another story for another time. We want to make a spell we can actually use at level 1 that kills things. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the duration of this spell 2 seconds. It's also a touch spell. Now, if I click this, I can make it into a target spell, which costs more money and more Magicka to make. But touch is actually much faster to cast compared to range target spells in Oblivion. So actually touch is the best kind of spell in the game. But what makes this spell powerful is when you combine it with the drain health ability. And once again, you want this on touch as well to minimize the Magicka cost of the spell. You're going to have area of effect off because you don't want to hit yourself. You're going to have the duration at 1 second, and then the magnitude is going to be maxed out at 100. This is going to cost us 35 mana to use this spell and 105 gold to create. You know, I want to call it Soul Crush, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Mind Crush. Create. Congratulations, you have made a new spell. And there we have the Soul Crush ability, which we can now equip and go ahead and cast like so. And as you can see at the bottom there, it only takes 35 mana, which is literally nothing. Now to craft that spell, you will need a mysticism of at least apprentice level. And ours is level 40 because obviously started the game with this being our major skill. Now normally the Drain Health spell was considered quite useless, since the way the spell works is it drains the enemy's health and then after 1 second, it returns it back to them. So it basically doesn't do anything unless they are killed because they have less than 100 health. Let's ask Mr. Howard how he feels about the spell I've just created.
What? That really pisses me off.
And most enemies you come up against in the game until you reach like level 12 or 15 have under 100 health, meaning you can one hit kill everything until then, for literally no Magicka cost compared to using actual spells. But obviously once you level up later, you're going to have a problem because you can't one hit kill anything anymore. But don't worry, we can solve that because we can make this cheap spell even more powerful. To do this, we can either go back to the lady in the Mystic Emporium or back to Skingrad, where you'll be able to buy the weakness to Magicka spell. So now we've got her spells, let's go upstairs. We need to find this character. Here he is. His name is Vig the Cautious. And after 9 AM, he'll be up and about inside the Mages Guild. And he's going to sell you the spell Weakness to Magicka. However, before you can cast it, you'll need to level up your Destruction to level 40, which is very easy to do. Faster way you can level up your Destruction skill is by going to the Altar of Spellmaking, going all the way to the bottom where you'll find Weakness to Fire, Frost or Shock. Doesn't matter which one you use. We're going to use Fire for this example, and we're going to change it to Self. Don't know why that's an option. And we're going to put the magnitude at 3 and the duration for 1 second. We're going to say, okay, it will cost you 3 gold, 1 mana to cast. We're going to call this Destruction Leveling. And we just start casting. There you go. Now basically I'm just making myself weak to destruction spells, and it only lasts 1 second, but it still counts as me leveling up my destruction skill. You can see my destruction skill is currently halfway to level 41. So 1, 2, 12. There we go, 12 casts and I'm already level 41 destruction. Now the thing is that you can just hold down the cast button or sellotape your controller and then just go and make a cup of tea. You'll come back and you will be level 50 destruction. This is legitimate Oblivion training. All right, so we've now reached level 100 destruction, which means if we go back to our spells, we can now go ahead and cast the spell down here called Weakness to Magicka. Now, after we cast this spell, there we go, we can then go to the Enchanting Altar and we now would have unlocked the Weakness to Magic effect. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to use Drain Health once again, magnitude 100, duration 1 second, and touch only costs 6 mana. And then you're also going to add Weakness to Magic on top of that. So again, have the magnitude at 100, and you want the duration to be more than 1 second because you need to stack it, so you need enough time. So I'd recommend at least 10 seconds would probably kill most things in the game, but obviously you could have like an empowered version that lasts 20 seconds. So if you cast it 10 times, you will do 1000% more damage. So then if I go ahead and cast it, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it took 400% more damage to kill the Atronach, which makes sense because it has 350 health. Now, if you were to do a fire damage version, so you have magnitude 100, it's actually worse because already I have to pay 54 mana just to do 100 damage with the fire spell. The same Weakness to Magic at magnitude 100, duration 10 seconds. I'm going to have to pay 72 mana per cast. But the advantage is that you do damage over time. We can also add a Weakness to fire damage as well, 100%, and then go ahead and create it. And as you can see, it will start doing damage over time, but now I've run out of the option to actually cast it, so I'm gonna have to kill it before it kills me. So hopefully now you understand why drain health is better than just outright fire, shock, or frost damage, because it costs less magicka to cast. And as you can see, even though our destruction skill is level 100, if I go and have a look, I'm still count as character level 1. So we're dealing all this damage and we can kill anything in the game even at level 1. Now if you do go to sleep, you will level up your stats and character, but theoretically you can complete the game at level 1 without sleeping. Now one of the annoying things about Oblivion is at the start of the game this character has like 10 athletics and speed and he is so slow. And if you actually have fast, speed, and athletics as a character, you can run really fast, and that will keep you out of danger if you're playing a ranged character like a mage. It's actually pretty essential. But to craft the next two spells, we will need to unlock the Fortify Attribute and Fortify skill spells. And then the shenanigans can really begin. So to do this, just follow where I go on the map. If you swim north of the Imperial Sewer and then go down this road and then go north at the crossroad, you'll eventually find a Doomstone. Oh no, it's an enemy. Wow. When you used to play Oblivion, did you just jump everywhere up a hill especially just so you could increase your acrobatic skill faster? But like I spent 90% of the game doing this. Let's try out our new staff. Oh wow, it's pretty powerful. Oh, he's got a repair hammer. I'll show you another hack with that in a moment. But as you can see, we're now at the crossroads. You've got to go north up this road. Just up the path to the right of the ruins here to Bruma. Oh no, it's a dog. What will I do? Get wrecked, son. Just up the road from the ruin, we have found the Doomstone. Activate Thiefus Stonus. Yes, I want to choose to steer by the stars of the thief, sure. I have gained the Chester's Nip, greater power. Fantastic. So now, as you can see, we have unlocked the Fortify Attribute. And interestingly, you can actually target yourself with this, and you can choose whatever attribute you want to have. Currently, I'm just going to make a random speed spell just for 3 magnitude and 1 second for only 3 gold. And I'm going to call it Z Placeholder. And then I'm going to create that spell for like 10 gold. Now, the reason we need to make a crappy spell like this is that so when we cast it once, we're going to permanently unlock the Fortify Attribute as a craftable spell. Since we got it from the Doomstone, if we were to activate another Doomstone, we would then lose the option to craft that spell effect unless we casted it as a spell that we crafted beforehand. But now we need to unlock the ability to fortify a skill. So from the Imperial City, go to the southeast, go back to Skingrad, and we want to go to the Grateful Pass stables just here on the map. And from the stables, just put a marker directly south over here, which is pretty much south from the main entrance. I mean, if you like, you could buy a horse, but I don't recommend it. I just love how my character looks. He looks fantastic. So you can see that's the stable down there. And if I turn around, this is the Doomstone that we need to activate right here. We might need to wait until nighttime though. So, you know, if Bethesda chooses not to fix the Oblivion spellcrafting system, I think it would be much better. I think they should just allow us to break the game if we want to, because it's just really fun to do this. And then we're going to get the Apprentice Stone, and we've got the Void Seed power there as well. We're now going to go north of the Imperial City back to Frostcrag Spire. Back to the Mage Tower. Back to the crafting altar where all problems are solved. So we're going to call this one Speed 1. So first we want to get Fortify Skill. And we're going to change this to Athletics just here. And then we're going to change it to Self. And we want this to be a duration of at least 20 ideally. And we want the magnitude to be 100. And now we're going to use Fortify Attribute. And this attribute is going to be speed, which obviously stacks. And we're going to multiple of 100. And then we're going to do a duration of 20 seconds. That's going to cost us 174 stamina to cast. Yeah, we also need to make sure this is self. Then we're going to go ahead and create that spell. So now this is my current run speed, but if I go ahead and cast this, oh, now I'm going quite a bit faster, but it's not fast enough. So we're going to create Speed 2, and this is a different named spell. And if you create the same spell again, now this spell also boosts our speed and athletics by 100 points. So basically we're going another 200% faster. But because the spell name is a different name, it stacks with the other spell. And also I've put it at 15 seconds instead of 20, so it also costs less magicka. So now we have Speed 1 and Speed 1.1. So I'm going to go ahead and hotkey this to button number 1. We're then going to hotkey the strong potion of sorcery to hotkey number 2. And that's going to give us 100 points of Magicka back. And then we're going to hotkey speed 1.1 to hotkey number 3. So this is my normal pitiful running speed, as you guys can see. But now if I press 1 to use the first hotkeyed spell, I'm going to go ahead and cast that. We're then going to drink a mana potion and swap to the third spell and cast that. Because everything's hotkeyed, it's really easy. And if I wanted to, I could add like 6 versions of this spell and I would be going at 1200% speed. But I mean, this, as you can see, is already fast enough. No enemy is going to be able to get close to me. Like, for example, this dog's trying to catch up with me and I can just walk backwards and kill it with spells, even though I guess all my spells are one-hit kill if they actually hit. It's just a pretty broken way of playing the game. Since everything's hotkeyed, it's a lot easier to pull off while gaming like so. And it is very satisfying. Everything's just so much faster to play like this. So what happens if we were to stack this spell multiple times? Let's have a go, shall we? Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty fast. I mean, we could go a lot faster, to be fair, if we put a weakness to magic spell on ourselves too, but that's probably another video in itself, because you can do some really wild things with that. You just have to be careful not to break the game by moving too fast. Not that our computers can't load it these days, but it's more that the engine can't figure out how fast you're going. I mean, this is perfect. Look at this. If this is possible in Oblivion Remastered, I'll be very happy. I feel like this just is Oblivion in a nutshell, doing crazy stuff like this. Look at that. Amazing. And you could probably put a walk on water spell on as well, and it would just be even better. But what better way to explore than this, eh? So this next spell is called YEET. And to create this spell, we need to use the Fortify Attribute ability. On touch, we want to increase the enemy's speed by 100%. And then we change the attribute to speed just here. We're going to have a duration of 3. Then we're going to use Fortify Skill. And we're going to put that at 100. And we're going to change it to athletics. And that's also going to have a duration of 3. The last thing we want to do, though, is demoralize them, which we unlocked earlier when we brought that spell. So this is going to have the maximum magnitude and a duration of a total of 5 seconds. And that's only going to cost us 43 Magickas because we have a very high restoration skill. And as your skills level up, the amount of Magicka required to use the ability actually reduces. And then we can create the YEET. Now we just need to head into town and have some fun with it. Hello there, peasant. Where are you going, peasant? Now, the funny thing about this is that you can literally just take NPCs wherever you want them.
How do you do?
I don't even know where he's gone.
You have the hands of a healer. What's your story?
Hello there. Goodbye.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
Are you sure you have a moment? It always used to impress me that these signs were movable. Like, I just thought that was really cool. I'd always jump into them when I was walking around. I don't know if that was just me. Anyone else see that? It's also really useful if you want to rob someone's shop or break in somewhere, because you can just make the guards run away from you.
Please, go ahead.
Please, go ahead. Hello there.
Go ahead.
Do you think it works with an Imperial Guard while on horseback? Oh no, it's running now properly. If you hit the guard, it actually makes a difference. But this is not the end of the adventure. Oh no. Next episode, we are going to be doing even more strange interactions with spells. We might even level up or do some enchanting too, because there's so many weird interactions in Oblivion. And honestly, that is half the fun of this game and why I loved it so much. I'll link the next episode down below.
Stop! You violated the law.